When I was 9 years old, my parents worked late almost every night. That meant I spent a lot of afternoons home alone, sitting on the carpet in front of our old box TV, eating cereal straight from the bowl. Our house wasn't big. 2 bedrooms, 1 bathroom, a narrow hallway that always felt darker than it should have been. I remember that hallway the most. It had this strange echo to it. Even during the day, it felt like sound traveled too far, like the walls were listening. One afternoon, it started raining hard. The kind of rain that hits the windows like someone throwing pebbles. I was in my room, drawing on the floor, when I heard it. A soft sound. Not loud, not sudden, just breathing. At first, I thought it was mine. I held my breath. The breathing didn't stop. It was coming from my closet. I stared at the door. The handle was still. The door was closed. "Mom," I called out, even though I knew she wasn't home. Nothing. Then, in a voice that sounded almost like my dad's, something whispered my name. Not loud. Right against the door. I froze. My heart was pounding so hard I thought it would give me away. I slowly stood up, my legs shaking. "Dad," I whispered back. Silence. Then the voice spoke again. "Come here. I need help." That's when I noticed something that made my stomach drop. The voice was coming from inside the closet. But my closet didn't have enough space for a person to stand inside. I ran. I didn't even look back. I sprinted down the hallway, slipped on the tile, and locked myself in the bathroom. I sat in the bathtub, holding my knees to my chest, listening. Minutes passed. Then I heard the closet door open. Slow. Creak. Heavy footsteps moved down the hallway, stopping right outside the bathroom door. Something pressed against the door, and in my own voice, it whispered, "I found you." I stayed there until my parents came home. They searched the house. Nothing was missing. No signs of anyone breaking in. But that night, when my mom tucked me into bed, she paused. She stared at my closet and quietly said, "Why is your closet light on?" I never used that light again. To this day, I still can't sleep with a closet door closed. I was 10 when this happened. My parents trusted me alone for short periods, especially during summer. They'd leave snacks on the counter and remind me not to open the door for anyone. Our living room had a large front window that faced the street. I used to sit on the couch and watch cars pass by. It made me feel less alone. That day, a man was standing across the street. He wasn't moving, just standing on the sidewalk, staring straight at our house. I watched him for a while, waiting for him to leave. He didn't. After about 10 minutes, he raised his hand and waved. Slowly, I waved back, thinking maybe he was someone my parents knew. That's when he smiled. His smile was wrong. Too wide. Too still. I moved away from the window. A few minutes later, the doorbell rang. I froze. The doorbell rang again. I walked quietly to the front door and looked through the peephole. No one was there. I checked the window again. The man was gone. Relieved, I went back to the couch. That's when I heard knocking. Not on the door. On the window. Right behind me. I turned around. The man's face was pressed against the glass. His eyes were wide, unblinking. He mouthed something. I couldn't hear it. Then he pointed down, at the window lock. I screamed and ran to the kitchen, grabbing the phone. As I dialed my mom, the knocking turned into pounding. The man started laughing. Not loud. Quiet. Breathy. Like he was enjoying it. The police arrived minutes later. They never found him. But later that night, my dad checked the front yard. There were muddy footprints, leading up to my bedroom window. And right beneath it, a handwritten note. It said, "I like watching you when you're alone." This happened when I was 8. My parents hired a babysitter named Emily when they went out at night. She was kind and soft-spoken. One night, my parents came home earlier than expected. Emily had already left. At least, that's what they thought. Around midnight, I woke up thirsty. As I walked down the hallway, I saw someone sitting on the couch. I thought it was my dad. "Dad?" I asked. The figure turned slowly. It was Emily. But her face looked wrong. Her eyes were open too wide. Her smile didn't move. I didn't get paid, she said softly. I backed away. My parents are home, I whispered. She tilted her head. No, they aren't. The lights flickered. I ran to my parents' room. They were asleep. When we went back to the living room together, Emily was gone. The front door was still locked. Years later, my mom told me something. Emily had quit months before that night, and she'd moved out of state. The girl I saw didn't exist. I was 11, home alone, playing video games in my room. I yelled out loud, just talking to myself. Man, I hate being alone. From the hallway, a voice replied, You won't be for long. It wasn't loud. It wasn't threatening. It was calm. Too calm. I didn't respond. Neither did the voice. Minutes passed. Then my bedroom door handle started to turn. Slowly, I sat frozen on my bed, staring. The handle stopped. And the voice whispered, Next time. That night, my parents found fingerprints on my door. They weren't mine, and they weren't theirs.